Hi everyone, I am Tara, aka Spirit, and I'd like to welcome you all back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I always recommend or suggest that people go read the description on my YouTube channel, Spirit to Spirit. It teaches growing within self in order to get a better understanding of what it is that I bring forward in the channel. I bring a lot of different things, right from my own life experiences to things that brings forward for me to kind of, okay? Today, I'm being directed towards talking about who was Jesus, okay? Because a lot of people see Jesus to be the Savior, what have you. And a lot of the time, like, okay, he was connected, okay? But it was that part of, people will throw shit on homeless people, okay? So if you're throwing shit on homeless people and you're looking up to Jesus, Yeshua, however you refer, you're looking up to a homeless person because Jesus was homeless. People think, oh no, but Jesus was homeless, and he got most of, like, he depended mainly on women. Okay, so I will say that Jesus wasn't perfect. I believe that Jesus was a womanizer. People throw shit at me for that. See, you see a lot of women fighting over men, right? And sometimes you'll see men fighting over women, but the biggest majority of the time, you see women fighting over a man. And I hear other people, like people who have been homeless before, they will shoot down about homeless people. People were never meant to be homeless. Okay? Jesus didn't like rich, but go after the rich. But if he'd go after the rich, why was he going and depending on women? And then men want women to depend on them. So it's that back and forth. When really we shouldn't be relying on other people. And we do right now. Some more than others, but we always, everyone relies on someone for something, whether it be to build your house or to cook your food at a restaurant or what have you. Holy snap and arseholes, man, it's hot in here. I got my really look at the eye. Excuse me 1 minute. Like hot flash. And it's warm. I have my wood stove going. I did a video and I said, like, I don't have the wood stove going. It's cold in here. It'd be like 18, 19 degrees in here, even if I have my heat pump on 77, because there's a bunch of drafts in here. Holy shit. Maybe, I just heard somebody say, are you going through menopause? I don't know, maybe. Okay. But I don't think I'm going through menopause. Matter of fact, I know I'm not going through menopause. I have some, they're always like, people are always saying about homeless people. It's that part of why are they homeless? Okay, because let's see, I even watched a cartoon there at Christmas time. It's called The Star, and they were putting on there about like what happened when Mary became pregnant with Jesus. It went back to a king, right? So if it went back to the king, and the king wanted the baby dead, okay? So if he wanted the baby dead, and Jesus, Yeshua, however you refer, he would be running for his life, would he not? He'd be finding a way to survive. And you look at homeless people, okay? We say, like people say they're thieves and everything like that. It's that part of, look around, and it's not because people say it's because they don't want to work. Do you really know that? Or are you just saying that because it's the running narrative? People say about mental health. No, if you go and you start talking about God, Jesus, or what have you to some people, wow, man, you're treated like a freaking piece of shit. Because those people, they're trying to tell us something. It's not about what we have, but it's not wrong to have things. See, like, he was here to teach us things. Some people understood it, and some people, they didn't understand what he was saying, because I'll tell you right now, it's not something that's easy to comprehend. It's if you're an empath, it's somewhat of what I'm talking about. You're feeling other people, whether they're next to you or whether they're across the world. Right now, the Schumann resonance is going haywire. There's a lot of different things happening in the world right now, whether we see it or not. And there's a lot of things that's going to come out. And some people aren't going to be ready for it because they're still in a limited belief system of dogmata or dogma. Okay. See, it's strange, but it's that part of, have you ever felt like you met Jesus? That not just in a dream or in a death moment, but you actually met Jesus. Whether it was the Spirit showing self to others, or whether like everything is in the now and we're walking from place to place. Like I was talking to someone today, and when I said about that, Jesus, he was a womanizer. Women sucked it up. Even men sucked it up. Like he was magical. But he wasn't here to do the work for people. It was to show people that you are able to do it yourself. I sometimes struggle, and it's that part of what I struggle with is why does Jesus believe everyone should be homeless? Like people should be homeless. Why was he taking people, getting people to follow him, leaving their partners, leaving their families and their children? And now when you look around, I don't go by religion, okay? And the reason why I don't go by religion is because I see how much harm it has done. Because I've gone into a church and I felt unwanted there because I wasn't baptized of the same religion. I was baptized united. To me, united is it doesn't matter what religion, whether that religion goes by something else or not. Right? I got this money just because I said united. They didn't like me saying it. Seriously. Don't people see that that is part of what's creating a lot of hostility? See, I will. It's like it's finding yourself back home, not catering to one person and kissing your boot. Because they say about Mary Magdalene and Jesus, do you know like what all went on between Mary Magdalene and Jesus? I'll tell you, like I see it that their relationship was not that easy because they were both much in the same. And whether people want to believe it or not, they were fighting their own darkness in many ways. And that's why you'd see them and then they'd say that they were there, but then they'd go away and they'd fight. You think that Jesus wasn't running for his life? You think Mary Magdalene didn't have to run for her life like the rest of them had to? Was it all staged so that someone could go undercover? It wasn't about people being separated from their families and following someone. It was about finding love, genuine love. And when you're running for your life, you don't know what it is in different ways. And I'm not saying Jesus didn't love, because he probably loved wholeheartedly, but he became bitter. It's like we all can become bitter, and people don't like me saying this. It said in the stuff that he hasn't ascended yet. So what is the kingdom of God? He's got to find peace within himself, right? Same as you have to, and I have to, because you found peace within yourself when you're not going around judging other people. You're trying to understand certain things about those people, and you look past the facade and you see to the heart. And sometimes it can be very difficult to see that. When you can see people flip switch and you know what just happened. I've seen it a number of times. And holy shit, man, talk about freaking freaky. It's like people show up and they're saying that they're these people, and I'm looking and I know damn well they're not, but I don't always say anything. I just look. It's like if you're cloning people, you're getting it wrong. Because, when you can see it, you can see what's going on. Say about the actors and what have you, makeup. The makeup is the masks. You know, it's like a split personality that we witness in people. Sometimes you can appear feminine, sometimes masculine. I look at myself in the mirror. Some days I look one way, and other days I look another. Like, do you ever notice in pictures, you're the same person? You might do your hair differently, or you might have makeup on or something, but shouldn't your face look the same? But when you're more aware and you actually can see, you see the changes. Yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I was live and I had a guy come in and said about being a skinwalker. Yep, probably many of them up there, but it's a part of being able to feel them. See, they put it in movies for you. I've watched a number of movies with regards to Jesus, Mary Magdalene, because I resonate with it. Was that part that, I swear that I met, and there's just this, and you see, it's a thing, it's almost hypnotizing, but it's breaking the hypnotism. Because some could say that to some, it could feel like a curse. To others, it could feel like a blessing in disguise. Kaya see, I just want to be around people and just talk. Like, just bring it out. He was taken the wrong way because when you're not actually listening to what's being said, then you don't understand it. If you can't come out of a limited belief system, you can't come out of a limited teaching, then you're going to struggle with being able to see things from a different perspective or looking at something new, opposed to doing a repetitive behavior where it's over and over again and you do nothing different. It's that hamster wheel. I believe that, yes, he went to Egypt, and I believe that he went and he learned energy healing through the Buddhism, because that was there a long time ago. People think that the stuff that we have that's happening now, and some people are saying the witches and all this stuff, the tarot card readers, the stars, the numerology, all of it, psychics, mediums, what have you, oracles. Whoever thought that this was new age stuff, you need to do your homework, because it's not new age stuff. It's just people are coming back to it and figuring it's new age because they think that, oh, because a new style comes out, oh, that's a new, no, it's not a new style. If you look back, it's already been created. So in the Bible, they're talking about it, but they're saying it's witchcraft. Well, they're saying about Jesus and praising Jesus and what have you, but does anyone want to look at that as being witchcraft? Because it's all energy. Whether you speak it, you see it, you feel it, taste it, it's all energy. See, Jesus was supposed to be teaching people how to heal themselves, not being the one that was looked up to. We're supposed to be here teaching other people to do this stuff for themselves and not worrying about, whether you're going to make lots of money on it or not, or whether somebody else is going to come along and they're going to be better than you and take everything from you. Well, if you feel that way, then you're doing that to yourself. And I say that you're doing it to yourself because you're in the mindset that, these people are better at it than you. People will go to you and people will go to them, the ones that resonate, because it's going to come out differently. It may be taught one way, but each person is going to learn how to do it their own way and make it unique to them. So each person's going to have it's going to be like the same teachings, but not all at the same time. And when I say not all at the same time, it's because I have a unique way of bringing my things forward, my platform, right? I've yet to see somebody do what I do. The same as, some people, everybody does it their own individual way. So your way is no more right than my way, and my way no more than yours. It's all in how the people see you and how you bring it forward and teach it to others, because that's what you're supposed to be doing. Not hoarding it and having people, oh, I got to go back to this person to get my answers. Here, I'll give you some answers. Oh, wait, I won't give you the answers. I'll teach you how to find your own answers. Sometimes I get a lot, like people asking me, am I going to get back with my boyfriend? Or am I going to move? What have you? And it's that part of, why did you break up in the first place? And why do you want to be back with me? It's asking yourself those questions, going through the questions yourself. Like, someone's in the room and don't like what I'm saying because, you like hoarding it. Well, it's not about being like you're entertaining, but you're actually teaching people things, how to see their own. Because when we're doing cards or we're doing like psychic readings and what have you, some people may not even be aware of it happening to them during their session. But it's a part sometimes if you are relating to that person in a very similar way, your readings could end up becoming theirs. But it's about asking the right questions as you're doing your readings. I have books. I don't do personal book readings, but I have spoke to people more on like an individual level to try and help them grow, to help them heal. Because when they understand what it is that I'm bringing, I feel the same thing in my body, and I'll explain, because it's normal to experience those feelings. And some people some people don't want to experience emotions or feelings. But are you allowing the emotions to take over, or are you experiencing emotions and letting them flow through you how they need to and letting them go because it's not part of releasing. Some people like they figure you're not supposed to have emotion. Do you know when Jesus was running away and going and hiding for a while, do you know how much shit he was going through? Because if he was experiencing these people and he was healing these people, was he not taking on their stuff? It's the same as you, as a person, an individual, a spirit, a soul, sentient being, a divine, however you see it. It's that part of instead of seeing other people and what they're doing, why don't we see ourselves and what we are able to do? It's because we're too busy looking at what somebody else is doing and wishing we could do what they're doing, not realizing that you can. You're just figuring that you can't because you can't see yourself doing it because you're not allowing yourself to go past a blockage. And some people say, "Oh, well, what a blockage, a blockage." Okay, I'll use the term. Okay, you can be stuck and just shift a little bit. Sometimes, like with a blockage, okay, with a blockage, what that is okay. Think of I'm going to use medical terms because sometimes that's the only way people understand. Okay, you have a blockage in your back. Okay, you can't push it alone. It will come out. If you did, it would kill you. Right? Okay. So me going through my journey, there was many things that could have ended up killing me, including myself from my own hand. But see, I had them come in. It's like, if I use that word and people take offense to it because I have not used the words unalive, okay? It can be so intense that it becomes overwhelming and you feel like you're pulled in many different directions. You don't know what's up, you don't know what's down. You have a lack of identity. You no longer know who you are anymore. It's because you're going through the changes. It's giving you that opportunity to see you, not a stranger. That's why when I look in the mirror sometimes, it's like that part that I said, like it's almost like I don't recognize myself sometimes. But I know that I'm experiencing the different aspects of growth, spiritual growth, and I'm being shown different faces. If you watch Once Upon a Time, the queen had the Dark One, transform her into looking differently so she could approach Snow White. And then she found out that Snow White didn't really have anything against her and felt bad for her. That Snow White told the Evil Queen, like anybody can be redeemed, and they can't. Okay? So they went and they come across a village. The Evil Queen was still disguised, but there was no way that the Evil Queen did it because she was with Snow White. But her guards did, but not for her say so. They did on their own. And Snow White automatically thought that it was the Evil Queen. So then the war began again. So when I feel like I personally met Jesus or Yeshua, okay, because I know, like I said it before, like in a dream, in a vision, we were playing, we were playing or something, or we were playing, and I'm pretty sure that whether it was realized or not, Mary Magdalene and Jesus probably knew each other prior to. They just didn't remember in different ways. But in my dream, it was like I was seeing somebody, and I got the name Yeshua, and all of a sudden it was yep. I didn't see the face, but it's like I pushed him right off his pedestal. And it doesn't become when you push somebody off the like it's like pushing somebody off the pedestal. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's per se a jealousy, which people perceive that to be. I'll take you off your pedestal. It's that part of if somebody is rubbing something in someone's face, do you think somebody ain't going to retaliate? You know, you're acting as though you're better than everybody else, and people, like if people say that I think I am, no shit, man. I will mirror what you put out to me is what you'll get back. It's like when I say about what I want, whatever I want is what I want for everyone because I know that it's very similar to what people want. And then it's you creating what you'd like to see for yourself. And that's what was supposed to be, yeah, that's what was supposed to be being taught how to overcome a system and be independent of the system, but whole with self awareness, spirit awareness, consciousness, tapping in. People say about the Akasha records. It's like, was that said then? Because the Akashic records, that represent the Akashic records represent memory, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, and it connects with other people. That's why when you have dreams or you have visions or what have you, it's not necessarily that it's something that you've experienced per se, but it's that part of you're seeing through the eyes of your ancestors. Okay, you're seeing through the eyes of everything in connection. You can see through the eyes of the tree and not be aware that you're that tree at the time, maybe. And right now, I have massive heartburn. Take it back. Okay, I tell him take it back because my ex-husband was down earlier and said that he had a heartburn, and I'm experiencing it now. It's allowing a release. When you're experiencing that, what you're experiencing, they say it's a heartburn, heartburn. You're experiencing heartburn, but you're actually experiencing more of an energetic shift. Like, you can get heartburn from what you eat, but it's a different type of heartburn. There's the heartburn where it feels like acid's going to come up, and then there's a heartburn where your heart is burning because it's an energy that's it's intense. It's like an intense shadow and light coming together in certain ways. And that's the best way I can explain it. And I'm feeling the shifting, the movement. Holy shit. Yep. Yeah, it's like right now it's all in the upper body from here up and almost in my armpits in ways. So it's the whole upper. It's moving. Yeah. Why? Because I'm moving energy. It's like you have a trauma exorcism, and you have like what they say is a demonic exorcism, trauma. But what's is more like demonized or demonic stuff that's like way down or into further down into the ancestral line. And when you're when you're experiencing it just kind of more light, it's closer to this part of you now opposed to further. Watched one part where Mary Magdalene's father and brothers were damn near drowning her. It's like baptism. People perceive it as going into the water, okay? Because water signifies cleansingness. Okay? It's not about somebody else, like somebody else putting you in the water, as it is about being able to win and do that baptism for yourself, moving the waters, clearing the waters, healing the waters within you. You know, like say about like going in the lake or dipping someone in the water, and saying some words. Well, can you not do that? If you strongly believed in something higher than you, which you do have a higher self that is connected to everything. And when you get in the shower, or get in your own tub, you do that word, the words, you're purifying yourself, you're purifying your water, you're purifying the stuff around you. Because it's not a matter of whether somebody else believes it. It's a part of you. And I had my exorcism in 1999. Okay. They told me just keep saying, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus. Whenever things started to try coming up. But that's still, to me, that's still looking to somebody else to do the work for you. And they can't do it with you as much as we want to. Because there's times where I just like, here, but you can't. It's like taking something from when you're teaching a child and you keep taking it from them because they're not doing it fast enough, or they're not doing it your way, or they're not doing it right. Why don't you let them do it so that they can learn by seeing it for themselves, what maybe they could have done differently? And, sometimes we think of what we could have said differently. And I said that, like, when we say something to people, especially when we're saying it out of anger, it's really a lot of what's been built up inside of how you like felt at one point but never voiced it. And it was once upon a time again, they had Frozen. Okay, it was the ice cream, and the ice cream had a mirror, and it was about shattered vision, and the shattered vision was what kept people seeing all the bad stuff in others and not seeing the good that they really have within. And people say, "Oh well, there's people that don't have good." So you are led to believe, or so you believe. But when you can see to their heart, because last night I was watching Once Upon a Time, and Emma became the Dark One, right? And she had to go back and she had to go up against the first one. And it was to do with Merlin and the first Dark One, because Merlin was in love with her before she became the Dark One. And when the Dark One was trying to get Emma to kill Merlin, but Emma had the power to fight the darkness. Okay? Merlin told her, you can fight the darkness. Okay? So when Emma fought the darkness, she took the light, the spark that was left in Merlin's love, and she told Merlin that she could feel it within her that this Dark One still had love for him. When I feel that I'm at, like, it was at one of my worst points, and I was just wanting to just run away, and I ran somewhere. It was I was laying down and I was crying, praying to God. And after that day, that's when my life started changing more. Let me tell you, one fuck of a pile of drama. And when I look back, it's different parts of what I was experiencing. But it was like it was sent to me so that I could realize something. Because I'd already been working through things. That's when I had started with the copper bracelet. I started manipulating the copper this on my tablet, and I started experiencing a whole lot of strange and freaky, and I like some parts I laugh, but it's not that I'm laughing at somebody. It's just the irony of it. It's like, holy shit, man! Like, 'cause I can feel it moving through the body. So if you're going through something, if you start experiencing jolts or anything like that, and it just comes on suddenly, and your body starts doing stuff like that, you're fine. Just allow yourself to relax and know that it's like your body's uh, shifting. If you're more so like worried about it, go to a doctor. But nine chances out of 10, the doctor's not going to find it because what you're experiencing is not something that right now what their technology can really tell you because it's that spirit to spirit. It's your spirit. It's fighting with all parts of your spirit. It's through sorting through the shit so they can make the shift. You're finding the kingdom of God. Right there. It's like an old wound. Like when they said that they stabbed Jesus. We carry those wounds, right? Fibromyalgia. Think of what fibromyalgia. I think it's like they can't totally explain it. They just put a name of fibromyalgia on it, but you're experiencing past wounds, traumas that your spirit has gone throughout the generations. And the more you experience it, the more it happens. And then when you start looking into your own life, your own ancestor line, and what have you, you start seeing the pattern. You start seeing that, oh, wait a minute. I never had anything happen for that to be like that. Okay? Your body gets that disease. They call it a disease, but it is that disease. Right now, um, in, in 2019, when I went down to Costco and my body folded in half, with all the light, with all the light, the plasma coming in, when you look at the Schumann resonance, right now for the past few days, maybe 4 days, roundabout there, I've been having a lot of pain on this side in the same place as when it happened when I started to die. It's the same thing that I was going to the doctor for, but I know it's the old injury and it's working on it's healing it's healing itself. It's like, what am I going to do differently from what I did last time? Well, last time, like, I didn't like rest it, but I could feel everything decaying. This is just a reminder of it, and it's allowing me to release it and let it go because that was an extremely traumatic event for me. And it goes down the shoulder, like it goes down here because I swear it was probably my collarbone. When I fell and everything folded over because I feel a lot right in here most of the time, and it feels more like it was collarbone because I was actually at that time I was spitting my blood, and I did take some of the blood, but because they said, oh well, it wasn't in a sterilized bottle. Okay, can you tell the difference between a drug and blood, man? You're gonna know. So it was, and then a year prior to that, I was in surgery, and I was awake, but I wasn't awake. I could hear everything, I could feel everything, but I couldn't open my eyes. I couldn't indicate that I could hear them or nothing. And they took, and they're supposed to go right here, but they went right over here. So right in there, and they just started grinding. So they weren't on the spot. They were over here, so they were causing damage on the right side of my body. Or right side. Yeah, if I'm thinking of the right brain, on the left side of my body. Okay. So the whole, like, in 2020, when I was going through that and it was being ripped apart, it was this side of my body trying to rip, was trying to rip the rib out, rip the heart out, choke me, gouge my eyes out, twist my head off. That's when you know that you're in a fight for your soul. You're in a fight for your spirit. You're in a fight for yourself. It's almost like you're tearing yourself apart. It's a part of hope rising, and hope will claw her way out, or hope will claw the way out. Can It's like Jacob's ladder. Okay, Jacob's ladder is like the spine. It's going up. It's going from the ground to the heaven. It's a part of, you know, do a video if you have to. If you can't talk to somebody else, do a video with yourself and then go back and watch it, because then you're talking to yourself. But you got to actually hear yourself and see yourself as that different part of you. Because when they had the Ice Queen, okay, the shattered vision, Belle went into the ice cave and seen the mirror and heard herself talking. Well, it was her conscious that was trying to tell her something about her husband, the dark one, not being honest with her about something. And the mirror was telling her. But in order for that to happen, for her to see that, she had to see it from herself. And then she was still in denial until she realized it was her inner telling her something was wrong. Like her telling herself, they're lying to you. He's lying to you, or what have you. There's that part of making you see something that you knew you had to see. You knew it was there, but you didn't want to see it, so you put your hand up. It's like when somebody's watching a horror movie and you're there, you got your hands like this, or you got a pillow in your face so you can't see, right? It's not about remaining to live on the streets and stealing from other people. Depending on the acts of random kindness. But they say it's service to others. But it's that part of you need to be good to yourself. And you need to teach others, like I said, to be good to themselves so that we don't have, like people are saying about people living on the streets. Ask them why they're living on the streets. Instead of just assuming. Ask them. Some may be using drugs and alcohol or what have you and living on the streets. But if you ask them, I was talking to a couple and they were telling me about the shelter, okay? And I know it can be dangerous going in a shelter and whatnot. For some people, they have no choice, so they go in. But at like 5 o'clock in the morning, they said they get put out. So there's no, they can't sleep in. They constantly have to be on the go. Some people call them a wanderer or a drifter. But people were never supposed to be divided from their families. We're supposed to be teaching them how to heal with family. And if you can't bring it forward to them in one way, then you try another way that they understand. Atheists, I know some believe in the placebo effect. Some believe in prayer. Some believe in energy healing. Some believe in crystals or tarot cards or star readings or numerology readings. It all has truth to it. So if you go on somewhere and you read that, oh well, now like that this site is saying this about it. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It doesn't. Did you try it? Chi tu vorrei essere, eh? Ti quiero mucho corporeato musu to ai. It's a part of not depending on everybody else to have your answers, not depending on other people to feel they have to heal you because, you didn't look at the signs. You didn't follow the signs. You didn't take like what advice had been given. Keep yourself up. People are leaving jobs. Why? Because they no longer are meant to be in that job. That's not where they're meant to be. It's when you step out of that thought of, I got to stay in this dead end job that's not getting me anywhere, that I can't stand. I don't like getting up and going there every morning. I want to be doing something different. The only way you're going to do something different is if you do something, the leap of faith. These past, almost, 5 years, job losses have become more. People are getting angry because it said if immigrants coming in and working in the restaurants or taking their jobs, what have you. It's like, were they taking your jobs or were we just not working at them? Because, why should we always be expecting somebody else to fetch our stuff? I know this curbside pickup stuff. It's like, seriously? Got someone else doing your shopping? Do you think those people doing your shopping really want to be doing shopping? Because I know I wouldn't do it because I can't stand shopping. Sometimes I'll go in and just kind of gander around, and it's like I can feel it, like you feel everything in there. And you look around and there's so much stuff that everybody would have the same thing almost. I want stuff that, like, you don't see a lot of people with. And I can tell when I'm talking to somebody, and if they're in the dark, if they're in their dark part, or if, like, they're saying one thing to me, but I'm experiencing something else from their body. I experienced people where they're looking at me and like, if I said I have nice hair or something like that, and at the same time, I'm experiencing a vision where they actually just want to take my hair and cut it off. Yep, my body just went durite in the, yeah, right around the heart rate. It's always like I want to say this. Just take a breath. Think of the Grinch. Okay, when your heart's opening up, what happens? He gets that burst of what he realizes is love, and then his heart goes, and it just, like, so hard, it almost feels like a heart attack. Not saying that, like, if you're experiencing that stuff, because might get condemned for that. You may take it the wrong way. It's you who needs to use your discernment. But how? But it's not about running to a doctor all the time, because you're depending on somebody else to tell you what your body's going through, when you can actually sit and ask yourself, like, what are you feeling? What are you feeling? If you ever stubbed your toe really hard and it hurt like a son of a bitch? Well, when you stub that toe, you're gonna make that noise, like you're gonna have that, okay? And then it's just like, oh, I got no pain. And when you have that perception and you see it and you actually believe, because it hurt, but sometimes it can hurt more so because you've seen it happen. So it felt like it hurt more. It does happen that way. Some would say, it's a placebo, but it's a connection between the two and the mind. like it's like when you see somebody else get injured. Some even experience the pain that they're going through. So that would be a lot of why Jesus would run, but he would also have that heart spot too. He was searching for his balance, and that's why he said that he didn't ascend it because he hadn't quite found his balance. He knew that God, Father, why have you forsaken me? Or was it the Father who forsaken him, or is it us ourselves who forsaken us? And I say that because sometimes we get too cocky and we lose our way because when people don't understand us, we get hurt. I have a book here where it was saying that Jesus was saying about the people being foolish. It's like, why? Because they didn't get it? Or because you weren't bringing it to the people the right way? People believe in ghosts. Is a ghost not a spirit? You just call it a ghost because you can't see it. Some ghosts you can. Same as some spirits. It's all about it's all about your feeling within your body what it is that you're experiencing in your own body, what it is that you want to see. Because if you are looking to see, if you're looking to see a person, or like I had one woman back in the summertime at a store, she asked me a question. She said that like she sees this ghost and it's doing certain things, and then right away I looked at her and I said, I told her, there's abuse in your home, isn't there? And right there, she realized what was creating. It was the abuse that she was sustaining. It was manifesting into a physical to show her what she was experiencing. And it was really hard to her spirit trying to tell her something. Or a spirit that lingered, and that maybe in that home, that there could be a spirit there that's lingering in that home, and it can create an abusive atmosphere. Because I call it a jumper. It's a spirit trying to find something. And it's you're experiencing pretty pretty messed up. Yep. Freaking right it is. Do you think it wasn't love? There's the her work could be messed up, misunderstood. See, I'm going to be honest in some ways. I believe that Jesus was a pushover. And that's not to insult people who believe in Jesus. He'd get angry at the systems. But he'd help people, but he'd get frustrated because he couldn't understand why people wouldn't help themselves. See, in that instant, again, it was more man versus woman. You know, Jesus was trying to bring the women up. Maybe he just Mary Magdalene off so bad so that she would rise and say, "Hey, Mother Ebba, we're not taking this shit no more." But it's a part, like, I'll be honest, if people are cheating on them, you're not in a great relationship because you're like someone who's still looking for something and is not being fulfilled. And some people say, well, you sometimes we have, yeah, whether it's this aspect of your life or another. See, I believe everyone deserves love and love is there for everyone. But people seem to see it as like it's, they say fucked up kind of love. But I honestly don't see the sense in abuse and how that is a love. I see that to be something that people get used to. They know nothing else other than that. There's one guy that is videos and he says this sometimes it can be an addiction because of the adrenaline rush you get from it. But I'll tell you, there's another way to get a much better rush. I'm not talking about using drugs or beating the shit out of each other. Because it's always parts of what we don't like about ourselves. We're just not honest with ourselves. Parts of spirit. It's like if you look most abusive relationships, there's substance abuse. There's a lot of insecurities in it, and a lot of mental traumas. Because Jesus wanted to learn. He was very smart. He had a lot of It's when you suppress them, try to put them else. I'm okay going out. I don't mind going out. Sometimes I just don't want to be around people because when, you know, stuff comes at me, I just gotta transmute it and drop it and kind of, really heal me. Perché è una cultura, it's almost like, yeah, I'm just like, it's like it's showing something, and it's like there's a part of that spirit that's not ready to see it. Oh yeah, Odin. Okay, the god Odin. I got on that today for some reason, and I was looking and I was reading stuff in my spirit book. So I was getting Odin was saying Odin loved women. He was good learning from them. And you think of the time of Odin as Asgard, have you? It's said that, and this would take us back a long time ago. So you think of what you're in now. So Odin was a man, and Odin was going around dressed like a woman. So people get offended. Like, so I don't understand that bigger aspect of the drag, where they have all the makeup on. I know it's costume, but I've seen certain things on like with drag queen that series or whatever it is, and the way they talk, that's where people seem to be disturbing. Okay, there's a difference of being in the drag, and then the parts where you feel like the way they talk about, like the way it's talked about women, and how some would beat the shit out of a woman to go in washroom. That's the disturbing part, okay? And if anybody thinks that I'm throwing shade on this, then you're really misunderstanding. Because that's not for when that's happening, that's not for like entertainment. And it works for a woman if they're dressing like men. It's how far are you taking it? I know someone that told me that they had someone approach them and start feeling their leg. That's sexual assault, right? So, you don't just go, um, especially if it's like a gay gender, doesn't mean if you're like boy or girl. It's it's gay, whether it's got lesbian or what have you. It's gay. And if anybody takes offense to that, well, that's on you. Because if you do, that's foolish to take offense. Because it's just something that works people up to get people pissed off because somebody didn't say it the way that they would say it. And gay actually means happy. People say the word faggot. Well, a faggot is a bundle of sticks tied together, waiting to be used for fuel. And the sound of the fire just made it so. Kaya potete seria tutorial. Kira tadi stoja na tuje. Yeah, I'm not telling you. It's cold. It's that part, if you're homeless, I can't tell you what to do, but you're meant for greater things. And it's that part of, I don't know your story, but I do encourage people to tell your story because that's the first step to healing because it's helping others to really, and I'm not talking about a bullshit story because like I all know if somebody's like when I look at people that tell their story, I can tell if they're being genuine or if they're trying to make something up so that they can connect with others. Okay. All stories aren't bad because we're learning to tell it's learning to tell your success story because you are a success. It's just you seeing that for yourself. Así que mo podría contar. They're saying a bucket list. Kaleta tayo siya, nakisino mo to ito. The levitating. I'm feeling it in the heart chakra. Kokotaya, Pulseta. Yeah, right now I'm connected in the chest. Snap it over. It's like cracking it. It's like a break. Dice karatata eh. Heck. Katalogo reading the solar. Holy snapping. Did that over here? Yeah. Like, what the fuck? Kaya mo to clip, kaya mo to clip, sana to to It's like, yeah, right in. So now I know that it was the probably busted a cold one because my head flopped and I couldn't hold my hand up. But I was explaining everything to them of what happened, in dam. And it's like, goes on deaf ears. Oh, I shall not be sick of my head. When when people don't want to hear it, like I've had somebody tell me that, people will say, ask you how you're feeling or what have you. They said they don't really want to know. It's like, you know what? If you really don't want to know how somebody's feeling or how their day is or what have you, then why even fucking ask? So that you can make them feel like, oh well, why did they even tell me? Spirit to spirit. And spirit knows who I'm talking to because there's many of them. You know, that's why people become ignorant because of people like that. Because people say they want to hear what they have to say, and he just belched. So I know the spirit's there right now. That in itself makes it harder for others to open. Somebody pretending that they care and say, "Oh, how was your day?" Like, I really don't want to know, so please don't tell me. It's that part of don't talk to people about their stuff if you really don't want to hear it. Because sometimes maybe that was it made it easier for Jesus to just do it for the people than teach them how. Because sometimes they say people are sick. Are they sick, or that person's just impatient and tells everybody else to be patient? Do hypocrites tell people other people they're hypocrites? They won't see themselves as a hypocrite. I say that, I've been a hypocrite, and sometimes I still catch myself being a hypocrite. So it would be very hypocritical if I said I didn't. Say I, like, Be like me. What did that mean? Be like me. Self-healing, able to manifest things. It's not about manifesting something till it's like just because you're left thinking, well, I manifest so much of this. Now I don't have to be able to manifest something else. So I'm going to say that, like, if you didn't have, it wasn't all these bills and stuff like that, would you want to live in a home? Or would you still want to live out in the streets stealing from other people? Because if you say you want to live in a home, then you never wanted to be living out in the streets in the first place. I've seen somebody, and I don't understand why they decided to go homeless. It's like whether I use magic or not, magic is the energy. Magic has already been proven by science, but they'll say it's science. But there are things that they can't prove from science. But others will say, oh, well, that's not real. Why? Why is it not real? Because they didn't prove it. Even though you should, even though as an individual, you should prove, but because, oh, well, the scientists didn't prove it. Oh, but the one who went through the experience proved it quite well. Said the boy at even people that witness something, they'll still say, "Oh, well, the statistics they say this." Like, take your statistic and cram up your whole teeth because you're only using statistics that go in your favor. What you're saying, you know, others were like mad scientists. Nikola Tesla was a mad scientist. He created free energy. He knew about free energy, which your ancestors knew about, but it was removed from your sight. That's why I say, like, you're here to be like people perceive to say that they know this stuff, but you're not putting it out there for fear of someone that's going to say, "Oh, well, this scientist didn't prove anything," or it's like just because they're not these scientists working in a friggin' university or something like that, or a pharmaceutical company or anything like that. Like seriously, there are supernatural scientists. Ya está, Nikita, la que tú pudiste de esa de AI. Everything is it's spirit, and when we realize that, then life becomes a whole lot easier. I know that back in 2020, when I went through it, and he took me to his place. Jackal came in when you see everything is spirit. It helps you to shift and maneuver through different things. Like when you're in a lineup and you feel like a person is running the wrong way, and you feel like you just want to say something to them or anything like that. It's that part of realizing that, like, this is the spirit. When you go to a store, You take certain things out on the cashier or on the attendant or what have you, whether it had to do with prices or what have you, how something worked. Why are you getting angry at them? They may come off as like not knowing their job or anything like that. But when people are, it's like you, when you work for something, you're told to do things a certain way. The department store, everything is shifting all over the place all the time. Yeah, it's, I didn't mean to start a war. I just wanted you to let me in. And I can relate that to the masculine and feminine within us. So I'm seeing, I'm seeing when that song's on, I'm seeing it's like an aspect of Mary Magdalene and Jesus. They were out, it's like, oh, because it's that seven demons. Was it seven demons? Because I the seven stars, the seven trumpets, seven bowls. Oh, right up here. Because the seven chakras represent, okay, Revelation chapter 5, the seven seals. So the seven seals would be the seven chakras. So the seven deacons, the seven bowls, the seven trumpets, the seven spirits, the seven stars. So was it moving the chakras? Get out of the way. The seals, they say about the trumpets blowing, the horns blowing. Yeah. I see the seven stars. It's like seven stars in people's eyes. Certain stars stand out in the universe. Where there's seven stars, seven chakras. These stars and galaxies. I was looking at the lineup of planets, and all I could think of when I was looking at them was the lineup of the way the chakras go near the earth. Sicuramente conhecerá a conferência da ICD, que botou turística da Reina. You know, I have to say, well, I need a language interpreter. Maybe there's the language interpreters on everybody's computer now. Hear what she's saying. She just what? Sicuramente que é. Today, seria uma coisa toda a pintura. Well, as our higher version. Because the name, Earth name you're given, is it your real name? What was your name before you came here? What was your consciousness? I just got the dancing moves right now. It's like, and I can. It's the electric sled. So it's like, yeah, some people don't want to be like me. Well, I'll tell you right now, it might be a rough road for some to get there, but it's not that bad as you work through it because you're working through this stuff for yourself, and then that's how you're gonna find, oh God, because you're gonna allow yourself to see it. Quiet God, doing a freaking noise. Keep on looking. Sumo kursi. Questo mi creo un po' che tutto questo it's a part of they need to sort it out themselves. Leave me the fuck out of it. Che la puta quería morirse en un total. Absolutely not. Well, se la repito que por it's like people think that they're sitting around waiting for somebody, then move on. Because if something's meant to be, it will be when it's meant to be. So, üstündeki saray way. Sing certain song. It's like a lower vibration because this is life after love, and there is always life after love. Because love doesn't mean that it's something a romantic relationship in that sense. It's parts of it's like the song, like people finding their independence. But there is life after love because there's always love. Yeah. Sun was coming out, kind of over, but yeah, hopefully. Maybe it's Irish, Scottish. My ancestors. Well, many of us were um, Druids, Vikings. I even had like with the different Hopi, Aztec, all of it. Because strangely, we choose to come in as different, not strangely, we do. We come in as different forms of or versions of humans, people. Sometimes we'll even come in an animal. And people like they say about like shapeshifters, what have you. doesn't necessarily mean that it's a physical body in the shape shifting. No, the mental mind. It's like when uh, I sure did that right. Like it's like when a person barks, okay, or certain traits or things that people do. We all have those different things. It's what we're connected to at that moment. You have to want to heal. You have to want to be whole in order to be whole. It's not that, like when they say they keep with God, it's not that certain people are going or what have you. Some people may get there faster than others, but there are a lot that are here to help people along their journey, whether it's an uphill journey or whether it's a roller coaster. It's be there. So Jesus was homeless, and you know they won't say that he used witchcraft, but they'll say about witchcraft. Well, he stuff that you find out if what have you. Maybe he wasn't using caudal, uh, caudal or what have you. But some say that he used a wand, staff. Ja kun todeta sanomatta teille tunne, kyllä. Just whatever did or read, kun nakatutulis. And I'm just going to check it for a second. It says right here, homelessness of Jesus. The gospel suggests that Jesus left a permanent home during the period of public ministry that occurred his last year. He left the economic security he had as an artisan, artisan and recuperatory. I think I pronounce that. RECIPOPROCITY. He had with his family and wandered Judea, depending on charity. Many of his people of whom he depended for charity were women. Now, when he spoke of the sins, I'll say it again, people created the sins, okay, because sins are systems integrated into society, and you're put in a position that you had to live by them, okay, which made you lose your own ability to heal because it was taking you outside of yourself and saying that you can't find it there, it's out here, but it was always in here. You might see stuff out there. So if I'm getting, again, I'm only animal. So the sins were the systems integrated into society. And that's why when you see him and you see the movies of Jesus depicted as tearing down things on the stairs of the temple or what have you, where they're sacrificing animals and what have you, and he's doing that. Okay? It's the system. It was the part of it's almost like a contamination of the food, a contamination of the body. So, do I agree that he would have lived off money? If he was using them, no, I don't. Not at all. If it was putting women against women, not at all. Do we forgive for that? Yes, but it's a part of, do they learn from it? Do they, it's like, it's like I just got the word gigolo. Just a gigolo in that movie, a gigolo. But you know, they say about, like they say, Christ is coming back. Yeah, for you, all parts of Christ. And it's that part of getting it right this time, bringing the messages and helping in a way that helps everyone, not just a few. So, to the ones that are keeping people homeless because of greed and ignorance, and to the ones that are homeless, you have so much better in life. And those ones that had it that you were homeless for their greed or ignorance, some of you chose to see yourself worth again. And know that it's the ones that are doing this to the people that are lacking in something. And they want you to think that you're not good enough. It's not about standing up in violence. It's about standing up in yourself and seeing your self worth and your self awareness. And realizing that you are worth so much more than what the system has programmed you to think by taking your things from you or causing conflict within the household. Because this is one of the ones that I'm talking to. I know you watched it, but I don't know that you're seeing about stuff that's happened. But do you really think going homeless was the answer? You know, when I lost my child, what did I do? I dug deeper into law. I dug deeper into journaling things, and I kept trying to better myself. It's not about falling apart. But we do sometimes. It's about picking yourself back up and not waiting for somebody to come along. No holding a grudge because nobody did. Just being more aware. Pay attention to your own gifts, your own abilities. Stop wondering how somebody else is. Because if you're using your gifts to cause pain and harm on people, then you're going to remain that way. Resentful, angry. But it's that part then, if you have that much and you feel that this is happening, what have you, then why are you going and leaving your child or children or the ones you love like that? Learn more about it. People want to go away from society because society has people down. Some people go out of society because they had enough and they got something that they're running from. The guy was told, "Don't be a runner." But those same ones that will tell you not to be a runner themselves because they're always trying to run away from problems and won't face them head on, so that all parties involved can heal. So, kila pa to creas, hope everyone's having a great weekend. Yep, the generosity of others. Are you taking advantage of others' generosity? Courage is the ladder on which all the other virtues stand. Okay, it ain't as bad as you think. It will look better tomorrow. Get mad and get over it. Avoid having your ego so close to your position that when your position falls, your ego goes with it. It can be done. Be careful that be careful what you choose. You may not get it. Yeah, I'm not remarried. That's not part of what I'm. There you go. Going on that way. So I do this. That's more like This here one says, do not follow where the path may lead. It says, go instead. There is no path and leave a trail. Seeing things possibly from a different perspective and not following the narrative. Sikupate. Kimakalavisula Kesalakaluita Day. Edukutike. Sikumatakare. Yagana Tayo. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. Ouch. Kailan pa rin sa program? What does the universe want? No. Yes, victory and success. So let's see. Oh, wrong way. Wrong way. I must be at the back of the book. Victory and success. Good news is on the way. The qualities of this positive card are completion, victory, and success that often follow a difficult period. Many people around you are very proud to see how you triumphantly came through it. They respect you and may even attempt to follow your example. You've worked hard and devoted much effort to get to this point in your life where you've become wiser and have grown in so many ways. Always remember to stop and pat yourself on the back. You deserve it. This card also reminds you to stay grounded, remember where you come from, and keep your ego in check. Don't lose who you are, you really are. This victory can be used as a teaching tool for the future. Realize that if you came through this challenging time, you can achieve it. So believing in yourself. Que la autora es, cuando te caes su curso, yeah, I have no need. Well, but why not? Okay. The harder the conflict, the more glorious the triumph. And what do I get from that? Because the conflict, and I'm not talking about like physical conflict, I'm not talking about punching people out and stuff like that. I'm talking about the conflict brings things out. People start speaking up more, and it's shaking up the the throat chakra. It's shaking up all of it in order to bring it out. And that's the part also too of the victory. Say the victory is yours. The victory is yours is because you've done the hard work. being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, and most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone who wants you to receive themselves. I want you all to be big, bold, brave, most importantly, be yourself, be your authentic self. Be who you are, not who somebody says you are. You have to be true to yourself, be true to others, be kind to yourself and others, and know that you are more strength than you can comprehend. You are your success story. And I'd love to read it. Well, I don't know if Marikas don't read well, but I'd love to be able to hear it. And once they said I get to put it that they